Hello traders, how you guys doing today? Can you hear me properly? I'm sure I'm trying to see why the video camera is not coming. Just give me 1 second to see whether we can check the media camera here. I think there's something wrong. Oh yeah, it's here, but it's not coming. Okay, I think, okay, here you go. Already. All right. How you guys doing, guys? How was your day? I mean, I had an awesome day. We identified the key levels in the pre-market. And I was the short biased. If the 27,150, the key level in NASDAQ wouldn't hold. And I think that's exactly what happened. Initially, it moved back up, but then in the NASDAQ, it didn't really hold that level, and then market slipped. Right now, market is close to the pre-market low. I'm not have any trade in the futures anymore, but I'm just looking at to see in some of the equity trades if you can find. And as I mentioned to you that we have some funded programs for the stocks. If you like to trade the US stocks, not just the futures but the stocks, we have some challenge and funded programs. If you're interested in, message me and I'll share you. I will announce soon the giveaways as well for you guys, so you can have more fun and enjoy the free funded programs as well. So let me know, guys, do you trade the funded programs or you don't trade the funded programs, or do you like trading US equities? So right now we're in the middle of the range. I do not see any momentum. If you look at the Microsoft is just in consolidation. NVDA just gave back all the gains. Tesla still holding it. AMD is still holding it on the opening range. PLTR is not doing anything. What about, let's look at the Tesla here. Let's see what Tesla is doing. Yeah, see here, I traded in my 401k here. I went long here. Um, let me just mark it here. So I basically went just give me 1 second. So let me just open my Epic Pen. Okay, so I basically went long here on this breakout. When market broke out on this range, I took the profit, and then that collapse here. So that's the only trade I took it in the Tesla long side, the stocks today. If you want, I can walk you through my NQ short trades as well. But this is the thing. I'm looking at to see if we can find any pullback or the reversal trades. Right now we are 11:30. Market is still weak, coming below the pre-market low. I think the still we still have the room to go. And if you go back, if you have not basically, um, you know, look at my morning levels, and I will share you. So I'll just explain you again here. And I've emphasized a couple of times that we have the Friday opening gap. When the Friday market opened, there was a big gap in the market, and it has to close. So market has not yet closed, still in the process of closing it. So there's still the room for market to go back and retest this level. Uh, and but it's just a bit slow. That's why I'm not taking any more trades. But that was the initial target. But when market has start consolidating between the opening range of the Friday morning, and then couldn't do much and failed breakdown, that's the where I showed it here. I took this whole candle, and then I just not trading anymore after that. But it was a beautiful trade, and it's all planned in the pre-market. There was nothing which we have not planned in the pre-market. I have shared those key levels with you guys at the start of the session. So if you have missed it and if you have not looked at it, so keep follow me, and then in the future you will not miss any of those levels. As you can see clearly, I had a beautiful day. I made over 912 into one account and $428 into the account. This one had a little more commission because I did some overnight trading as well. Uh, in Asia session, which I did not make money. I lost. I mean, I was down a little bit, and therefore there's a bit more commission here. What did you guys trade today? Let me know. What did you guys trade today? Did you guys traded anything? Seems like that you guys are. Yeah, market is a bit slow right now. I think nothing. Market is not doing anything at this point. Um, Trend is downward trend. Market is very slow today. So Nasdaq is trying to break down, attempting to break down another level, but ES is still above the pre-market low. So a bit slow. This is the fifth consecutive candle. It seems to me that maybe this time it's going to break down, um, but market's still holding it. Um, so I don't know. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, very slow price action. Market is bouncing from the pre-market low, and see, as I was saying, ES is really above the pre-market low. It's really bounce coming in. We see some movement into these stocks as well. So AMD's looks strong. Um, let's see on the hourly chart what what AMD is doing here. Um, yeah, I mean, it's very strong. AMD is really strong. Ooh, I mean, definitely this was the area where we can buy. Um, a couple of good entries, and that's why I was saying that if you are struggling in the futures, uh, there are a lot of good opportunities in the stock market in US stocks, and you do not have if you do not have the account balance to buy that, you can always buy the funded accounts and where you can buy stocks. If you're struggling in futures, and I'm telling you, the futures trading is hard because it's just one instrument. Does sometimes it does not give you the full momentum, but when you have a stocks, you have a variety of options. Whatever setting up based on your criteria, you can look at it. Just like if you look at the uh, in Nasdaq, and you look at it that in the first 15, almost I think 1 hour. Let's see here, almost 4 15 minutes candle just inside the hours, and it's really pathetic. And if you have missed my earlier video, which I was showing yesterday, uh, you go back and look at it. I was telling you that the futures are really terrible in trading in the first few hours, and from last few weeks, it's really choppy in the range bound session. It's really hard to trade in the beginning, and then slowly ramp up and is give you the move. But if you are someone who only have the opening hours to trade, and I think that then the futures is really terrible in day trading in the opening hours. But if you are trading US stocks, look at this. You have a Tesla, you have a Microsoft. Look at how beautiful move it was. And it looks simple, but look at it, how many points. It was 7 8 points move. So you can easily manage risk. Look at the NVDA. It's almost moved from 2209 to 214. So a lot of opportunities there. So if you're trading both, then you do not need to force just trading futures unnecessarily. All right, guys, I do not see anything today. I'm gonna head out and go for some walk. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll respond to you. Um it's extremely important for you guys to have a multiple instrument trading at the same time, because if you're just trading one instrument and if it doesn't give you a clean move, you sometimes just force the trades, and I think that's where the lot of new traders make mistake. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't see any more opportunities here. Um, just a bit slow. Um, all right, guys. Any question? Yeah, if you have any questions about this funded program, where you can trade the U.S. equity, and I think it's a fabulous program. If you're struggling with trading futures, as I mentioned, that futures are really hard these days. Uh, Especially, I feel like that if you're just focusing on the one instrument and if it's not setting up, you sometimes force trades. Try to trade US equities, multiple stocks in any one it's setting up, you can make money, right? Just like if you look at my screen, you have AMD, NVDA, Tesla, Microsoft. You don't need to look at the penny stocks or small cap stocks. You can easily make money from the large cap, mega cap, large cap stocks. See if it's setting up, then you can trade. Just like here, if you look at it, see this is a 15-minute, but if you look at this is a 5-minute chart, and if you are someone who take trade like me in a smaller time frame in a 1 minute or 2 minute chart, look at how many beautiful trades you have. Even if you move this move, look at the AMD give you almost the $5 move. So if you go enter here on this breakout on 323 with the stop loss of 3 points, look at this, it went all the way to 327, almost give you a 1 is to 1, a beautiful 1 is to 1 risk reward trade. If you Tesla, look at this one. I traded this one in Tesla in 401k today, and look at it from 380 all the way to 380 to 50. Yesterday, I traded this channel uh, when market was really choppy and Q, and Tesla was just giving a lot of opportunities. Just look at it. I entered here on this pullback at 370, and look at the beautiful run on this stock. So. Um but if you follow regularly the US stock market or futures, you know that the NQ did not move at all yesterday. It was just choppy. So that's why I'm thinking that you always look from the higher or big picture perspective. If you're struggling to make money in futures, it's not your fault, because it's just one instrument. And if it's really getting choppy, doesn't have momentum, then there's a high likelihood that you're going to lose money. And you look for the stocks where it has momentum. Just look at this Microsoft, how beautiful the move it is today, even in the today. But look at this move from 422 to all the way to 428. From all this, if you have 200 shares, you just need to capture one point, which is 200, and you make $200. uh, and if you go to the smaller time frame in a 1 minute, look at this, how beautiful this breakout trade here. This, even if you miss this one, look at this breakout trade. So a lot of opportunities if you are not just focusing on the futures. That's why I really think that there's a good idea to diversify. When market is all time high, you might gonna find a lot of opportunities in the US stocks than in just the futures. And we have funded programs available for US stocks, and if you're interested in, message me, ping me, and I'll show you the details. And soon I'm going to announce some giveaways for the clients who come regularly on our stream and become our mentorship. I'll get you a free challenge uh, account for the funded program, and you can try out. And I really think that is a good time to start, given the market is all time high. I also have one my own account, so look at here. I'm gonna bring it here. I started my new account here. This is the pro account with $130,000. I did not take any trade today. So if you see here, I did not have any trade today on this account. I started with the 130. I just traded yesterday Tesla, and I made $451. And I'm just waiting. And this is my funded account, so it's a state instant funding accounts. I do not need to force any trade. Whatever money I will make it, 85% of the profit I will keep it, and 15% I will share with the company, with the funded company. So it's a win-win situation. Uh, I do not have any profit goal. The minimum I just need to make, I think, $400 or $500 to withdraw $400, and I will pay 15% there. So it's very easy. It's just not like a prop firm where so many hard rules. No consistency rule. You can make money. Um, there's no consistency rule as well. You just need to be focused and be a trader. And if you are, this is a good program. As I said, if you have any questions, feel free to put into the chat, and I'll answer you. So tell me, guys, how was your day? How did you trade? I just traded to the futures, and I've traded in two accounts. One is my personal account, live account, my personal account, and one is a TPT account, and I made combined almost $1,200 between these two accounts. I did not trade any stocks into my funded account. I only traded in my 401k on the Tesla long trade. I went long over 380 with a 2 point stop loss, which is 378, and I made almost $2.5, which is 1.5 1:1 risk to reward ratio. I think market is dead right now. Very slow price action. Um, the problem with the why the market is just so slow. If you have missed my previous streams, go back and look at my previous stream. I explained to you that there was a big gap in the Nasdaq uh, based on the Friday open, but there was no gap in the ES. When the divergences comes in, one has a gap, other does not have the gap. Market sometime act really weird. And look at here what's happening. Nasdaq wants to close the gap, but ES does not have the gap. So ES just steadily holding the pre-market low. And anytime Nasdaq try to go and close the gap, the buying comes in the ES, and it's lifting the price. So if I show you simultaneously, let me just show you simultaneously here. So see, this is the ES chart. Let me just do it here. Okay. So see, this is the ES chart, and if you look at it, there is no gap here. But whereas if you look at the Nasdaq, look at this. There's a big gap in the uh, on the Friday and between the Thursday and Friday. And given there is no gap, look at this. Anytime ES try to come down, this green dotted line is a pre-market low, and it holds, and then market move back up. NQ tries to close it gap, but there is no momentum. There's no actual aggressive sellers because they know there is no risk to reward here if they go aggressive here. So that's why this gap seems like to me that it's likely going to be stay above this area, and and buyers are keep buying, sellers are covering their shorts, and there's no momentum coming in. If it's gonna hold a little longer and market started going back hold, we might gonna see another bounce in the power hour later on. Uh, that's why if you have missed in the pre-market, I shared the key level. For me, the best short was here when 27,150 broke down. I have identified in the pre-market as part of my preparation, and that's exactly where I went short into this candle when it broke under the lows, and I took the profit on the way to the pre-market low. It's really important. If you guys do not plan your trades in the pre-market and you're still not profitable, I think that's maybe the reason. You have to plan your trades. You have to. You cannot chase the trades. If you start chasing all the moves, that's where you're making mistakes and you basically do an unnecessary risk. Guys, give I really appreciate if you give a thumbs up if you're watching this. Really appreciate it. And feel free to ask the question. I don't know why you guys so quiet. If you have any question, feel free to ask. So market is a bit slow right now, as I mentioned, um, because of the on the location of the price action at this point. Um, there's no momentum. All right, guys. Market bit slow. I'll just end the stream. And if you have any question, feel free to ask about the funded programs and how you can use the US equity funded programs. And I'll share you the details if you're interested in. Microsoft started moving back up. Uh, Look at this beautiful move coming in. Let me see on the 60-minute chart um, what Microsoft is doing. So Microsoft is under pressure and now it's trying to move back up, and the April 20th is the high. Yeah, I mean, it's not some these kind of a pattern I don't like to trade. I don't see any clear momentum. um, if it's gonna break out, it can go all the way to 435, but right now it's very slow because the market is really slow. So yeah, I'll just avoid any long trades now. I'll go come back into the power hour and see if I can find any good trades. All right, guys, thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to email to me or put your question or comments into chat, and then I'll answer you about the levels or anything about the funded programs. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.